with Friends Podcast.
Welcome to Crashing with Friends podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Hobbs. This week I'm joined by Bo Kane.
Hey.
Jackson Brayman.
What's up?
My father, Wayne Hobbs.
Hello.
And Connor Hobbs.
Hey. And David is out on assignment. He'll be back next week.
How's your guys' week been?
Sweet.
Good.
Yeah, mine's also been pretty good. Pretty much just been playing video games and watched Dune. We're going to talk about that later, but yeah, that's what my week is like.
Nice.
Yeah, about the same for me.
Excellent. Bo, it's you.
That Halloween party, it's pretty sweet. It's been good.
That's right.
Spooktacular?
Very spooky.
Yeah. We are recording this episode on Halloween, so when the episode drops, it'll be some spookier themes in here, but yeah.
We're scared.
Yep.
Brace yourself.
Yeah. Sorry I couldn't get it out before Halloween started.
You remember when you were little and I painted my face like a skeleton? Do you remember that? It was really good.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah.
Scared some people with that. It was cool.
What were your guys' costumes this year?
I had the Hugh Hefner robe with the captain's hat and a pipe. And then when the party started, I opened a root beer and it exploded in my chest. So I had to quickly rotate my shirt around and clean up a little bit. But then after that, it was all right. I don't think you could really tell that badly. It mainly hit the shirt. So I thought it was a good save. And then we had a good time. Jackson and I ended up winning the Pong tournament.
Yep, one beer pong. Good stuff.
Like, we were down in every game, and then people started airballing, and then we started making shots, and then we just ended up winning. I think Jackson closed 2 games, and I closed 1 game, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think you were pivotal in the very first one that we got.
Right, and then you closed out the second 2 and got us the win, yeah. Team Dragon, all the way.
Team Dragon. 2 dragons. For Halloween, I was Robbie from Joe Dirt. I didn't put out near as many Robbie quotes as I really wanted to.
Yeah, I laid you up for one, and you just totally didn't even realize it.
Mm-hmm. I was there for it.
I thought he was Axl Rose, but either way, I was stoked on it. Speaking of skeleton face, that's all I really did. I was at least half skeleton that night, so it's very important.
Yeah, the arm was
very
cool
spooky,
too.
Very spooky.
I thought it was pretty funny that you came dressed as pro wrestler Darby Allin and you didn't even realize it.
It takes exponentially longer to fucking paint your face and arms and stuff than you would think. So, but I don't know. It was okay.
Yeah, I thought the half skeleton was cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
I wish I had more time, but
Don't we all?
exactly.
So what's the deal with that body paint? Does it just not dry?
Yeah, I used like 3 different kinds, man. And then there was one that I painted my hand with that took so long to dry, and I was just getting it on everything. Just sort of going around my house and stuff. It was crazy. I still don't think it was dry by the time I even showed up.
Next time, we'll just get like a stencil and I'll just spray paint your arm. Yeah, we'll make it easy.
Probably would be.
Yep.
You'll be a skeleton man for like a week.
And then when you leave, we'll just get some paint thinner and we'll just douse you down a little bit.
Yeah, it actually wasn't too bad to get the paint off. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to be terrible.
Well, it's still wet.
But I had some like serious like spooky eye like Prince looking shit like the next day. You know, like I looked like a pirate or something, like with just like parts of the makeup still on and stuff. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty dreamy looking.
What about you, Kyle? What were you?
I was Vision from WandaVision.
The Vision?
The Vision. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you're really into that cape the whole night.
Hey, man. It's only so often you get to wear a cape.
That cape was my favorite part of the costume.
Yeah, it was really cool. Cape.
Watching you leave any room just was awesome because that cape was just like flying around.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Rachel put a lot of work into that costume. It's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, that collar. Definitely a popping collar, for sure.
There was a couple times at the party that I almost ate crap pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about eating crap, basically falling
real hard.
Did you guys have any I want to hear you guys' stories about a time that maybe you've eaten crap real hard, fallen real hard, gotten just destroyed. No, I'm not talking broken bones, stuff like that, but I mean, you can if you want.
I've got like 4, so I'll go first. This first one was when me and Kyle were like 7 or 8. We had the merry-go-round at our trailer park. I think, Jackson, you probably saw it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we used to like get that thing going real crazy. We figured out how to like stay kind of in the middle with your feet pointed towards the outside, and you could just go like really fast for a long time because you're just like standing, you know, you don't have to hold on with your arms. So like we got to the point where we could do it like crazy. This one day there was like a jump rope tied around it. So I get the idea to like lean back on the rope while we're going real fast, and I just flipped over the rope and started getting dragged, dude. Luckily, there was fresh wood chips, but unluckily, they were all in my mouth by the end of it. And Kyle finally stopped it, and all I could do was just like spitting out wood chips. I was like, ugh, dude.
I had a mental image in my head of like, oh, Connor, are you all right? And you look up and smile, and your teeth are wood chips.
Shit.
That's one of the first ones where it's just like, dude, that sucked, man. You know?
I got that thing going so fast too.
Oh, yeah.
It was flying, dude.
How many times did you think you got dragged around the merry-go-round?
3 or 4 at least, maybe more. I don't know, man. Like it was going quick. You know?
I remember that merry-go-round. Like one time, like, hey, Jackson, get on the merry-go-round, and then both you guys were just like, spin it faster, faster. And when I got off, like as soon as I got back to your trailer, I went to the bathroom and I started throwing up because I was so dizzy.
Oh, dude. I love that merry-go-round, dude. So much fun.
I remember one time on the merry-go-round, it was really early in the morning. We got on there with like a couple other kids that live a couple houses down. We got on the merry-go-round, started spinning it. One kid threw up, and then another kid threw up, and then the next person threw up, and then by the end of it, all of us had thrown up.
Yeah. A bunch of Funyun puke.
Dude, Connor, you remember after when all those kids, everybody was throwing up, that Timmy kid
Freaked out?
Freaking out. Started screaming, and we watched him scream and run down the road and just run all the way to his house screaming bloody murder, flailing his arms. Man, that was so great.
It's too much.
Yeah,
we ruined Dad's day at the Silver Dollar City Teacups one time.
Oh,
he got on there with us, and yeah, he won't do it again.
No.
I think we ruined Mom's day too, right?
I think you guys like flipped my stomach literally upside down or
Yeah.
something. I was messed up for 3 days.
You should have heeded my warning. I think I might have said something like before we got on there. I was like, I'm not getting on there with you guys. Should have took that as a clue.
Yeah. The thing is, you spin it the direction that you're already spinning, and you go even faster that way. Yeah. Really getting crazy with it.
Yeah.
you got any more?
I was gonna let someone else go.
Yeah, I've got one.
Okay.
Can't remember exactly the age, maybe like 14 or 15 or something like that. I was over at my dad's house across from Skateland in Neosho. At that time, I don't know what the business is called now, but it used to be a restaurant and also a car speaker audio place or something like that. It's like right next to ProLube.
Okay.
But before they had that built, they were like excavating it out or whatever, like kind of like digging into the side of the hill to like make room for this plot of land, and there was just this huge roll-in drop. So if you had a bike, you could like start at the top of it, like where the parking lot for ProLube was, and just like almost a straight shot down, and then it was almost kind of like a half pipe. Well, I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can try to ride our bikes down this. My stepbrother Cody went. He did it perfectly. My little brother did it. My youngest brother, like stepbrother at the time, Remington, he goes down it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. Everyone else can do it. I can do it. And I go down this ramp, and I cleared it. I'm like, yes, I did it. And as soon as I get to the flat, I clicked the wrong brake on my handles, which was the front brake, and I just go flying. It like launches me.
Oh my god.
I probably got launched like maybe 5 feet in the air,
Oh my god.
and then I landed just directly on my back on all these rocks, and I was just like, I was just making all kinds of weird noises. I had the wind knocked out of me. I was like, I'm gonna go home. I'm going home. I'm going home.
Help, Jackson. Help, Jackson.
Yeah, we used to just go on all these super long bike rides as a kid, or when we were kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, I miss those times, but at the same time, I don't miss all the times that I like just had so much road rash from falling down, man.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, I could not just regularly ride my bike. It was, what's something I can ride off of?
Who sings Ace of Spades? I can't even think of the damn band.
Motorhead.
That's what Jackson was sounding like every minute. Crashing those rocks.
Sounded like Lemmy.
I was actually going to ask before Jackson said that if everyone here had at some point flipped over their handlebars on the bike.
Yeah, that's one of my next stories. We used to have, like, in the trailer park, the little playgrounds had this wire that was all around it. It was about a foot high,
Oh, that's good. That's safe.
and we would ride our bikes over it. And all the time, it would just clip, and, like, you'd either get a foot stuck or something, and you'd either go over the handlebars or something even worse, which I think I saw Kyle one time. He, like, you'd have to, like, put your foot down to get the wire to get over it.
Yeah.
He did that, but somehow still clipped, and he went forward, and then it shot him backwards, and then he went over the handlebars as the wire, like, shoved him down to the ground. It was
Holy
like,
crap.
do you remember that?
Yeah. And what happened was it went, because remember we had those like dirt guards over our front tire?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the wire went up under my tire under that dirt guard. So I went I went forward, then backward, and then like it slingshotted me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy looking, dude.
There's some real science going on behind this. Like, fucking nerve shit. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh man.
But yeah, we all ate shit on that wire because, like, we would still try to ride our bikes through, so you had to put your foot down and then time it right. You know, most of the time you were good, but sometimes you just ate it, dude.
You remember it was like that for years, and then someone finally decided to cut that wire. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And there was no more wire.
Right. Yeah.
It was awesome. It was a good day.
I flew over my handlebars one time on the way to work. It was like fucking probably 6 a.m. and like a back road in Goodman. And yeah, that fucking sucked, man. I had so much gravel. Like I'm pretty sure I could literally see the bone of my elbow because like it just ate up so much. It was so gnarly. And then I still had to go to work. Like, yeah, like this is the fucking worst.
Man, just even a couple of years ago, whenever that Pokemon Go was really hardcore going, man, I decided to go play Pokemon Go in flip-flops and ride my bike around Main Street. And I was maybe a block from my house and looking down, playing Pokemon Go while riding a bike. Not a good idea. Like,
Oh man.
and dude, I hit a pothole, went over my handlebars, tore my hands up. Man, it was like, what, 2 years ago Pokemon Go was going?
Oh, dude, he destroyed his big toe, man. It was crazy looking.
It's gross. That's why you don't ride a bike in flip-flops.
Oh.
I learned that lesson when I was a kid. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's how I messed up my big toe. Was we were on Kodiak, back by the trailer park, and there's a part of it where it goes from asphalt to gravel. Well, we were riding and just not really paying attention. There's a huge rock that I just hit straight on, and I went over my handlebars, and like I was in sandals like Kyle, and like just destroyed my feet. Like that was the worst part about it. It was like my big toe was destroyed. And I was like 3 miles from home. It's like, oh god, let's slowly ride my bike home.
This plays into the story. One of the stories I was going to tell, though. Do you remember one day it flooded really hard at school, and they sent us home, but it was really cold outside?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, they sent us home, and our high school was always flooding out all the time.
Okay, yeah.
All the time it was flooding out, and they sent us home one day, and there's like a little like pond thing next to our house. Remember that? And we decided we were going to go ramp our bikes off the road into that pond.
Yeah.
Dude, and I went off, instantly hit something. I think it was like a tree limb or something like that. And like face planted into a rock with my but with my hands. And that's when I learned that if you cut your wrist, lots of blood comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was so much blood. It sucked. I still have a scar from that thing, dude. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah. Thinking of that, this one time, Kyle dove off of a inner tube thing, like when we were on the creek. He just dove off of it, but didn't check how deep the water was. He comes up and he had such a huge gash on his face, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh God, that was when we went canoeing, wasn't it? Crap!
That's why I've got the scar on my nose and on my forehead right here. Yeah. I think about that all the time. I was thinking about that even this morning when I woke up. Yeah. I had a dream that one of us had no eye, and I was like, "Wow, I could have been that guy with no eye."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This one time we were maybe I got the inner tube from this other story because I guess you were in a canoe, weren't you? Or were you in it? Were you in the raft?
I was in the raft. I was the one paddling.
Okay, yeah, so it was raft. All right.
I had just I just had ACL surgery a couple months before that.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll never forget that look on your face when we got done canoeing that one time at Trestle Park.
Okay.
And we come up there and those girls flashed you those tits.
Okay.
On your face, man. I don't know how old you were, probably 11, 12.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, man, you just lit up, man.
I like boobies, man. But yeah, this other time we were rafting, and I had the idea that we were going to jump off this little bridge thing onto the raft and kind of do the whole blob thing, where you jump on it and you bounce off and you fly into the water or whatever. Well, I'm about to do it. And my girlfriend at the time, she's like, no, I'm going to do it. And what I was planning on doing was jumping on it with my butt and then flying off of it. She had the smart idea to jump feet first onto the raft. And she doesn't land on the inner tube part. She lands in the little cubby section in the front of the raft and just knees herself so freaking hard in the face, dude. It was crazy, dude.
Yeah, because I was down below and I watched her land. She hits herself in the nose. She looks up at me and she's like shell shocked. She's like, and then instantly so much blood starts coming out.
Dude.
I've never seen that much blood come out of a nose before. And then what'd she do next?
She tries to kiss me.
Tries to instantly kiss Connor, and
rejection.
Connor's like, no, no.
Why?
Wild blood is going down her face.
Why is that your next move? Like,
yeah, you still want me, right?
You're fucking hemorrhaging. Get away from that. I was just thinking of speaking of a bunch of blood coming out of the nose.
For a second, I thought it was oh, they got it. Yeah. It's like, no, I gotta finish it. No. I'm fighting to finish the sentence.
I was working on the car one time with I was taking an oxygen sensor off and it was stuck, and I was using what I knew was a broken fucking wrench anyway. Like there was a pin that was missing out of the fucking wrench, and I knew this, but I was under there just cranking on it so hard, literally as hard as you fucking can. Mm-hmm. And then of course it slipped or it broke, and I literally just punched myself so hard, and then instantly just it was just gushing so much blood. I was like, oh my god.
Do you get pretty good?
Oh yeah. I broke my nose and I had to go to the hospital and stuff, and it was fucking crazy.
Who did this to you? It's me.
Literally, they're like, what happened to you? And I was like, I punched myself in the face. And they're like, what? Not on purpose. There was even people I ended up having to wait so long. I had so much blood still coming out of my nose, I couldn't get it to stop. And there was people that were there waiting in front of me, and they're like, no, you just go. He's been here bleeding the whole fucking time.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up, bro. Oh, it's so
it was brutal.
My thing was always bike jumping ramps. Mm-hmm. And we lived out on a farm outside of Diamond when we moved to Diamond, and there was crap everywhere behind the barns and stuff. And I got the bright idea, told my brother Jimmy, I said, hey, look at this metal. It was like probably 14 inches wide. It was about, it might not even been a 16th thick. And it was painted red. It was worn out and shit. But it was probably 12 foot long. So I said, hey, man, think of what we can do on this with a ramp like this. So, you know, I put like 2 cinder blocks high. And I laid that metal on there. Well, it bananaed just right off the bat because it's like I thought, man, this is going to be wicked. I'm going to do like a freaking twist. You know? So I go up there and I hit that, man. And the front of my wheel just goes ponk, and I went flying over that, man. I tried so many different ramp maneuvers trying to get the perfect ramp when I was a kid. I was trying to get the perfect jump. I took it in the nuts so many times. I'm surprised you guys even exist.
Yeah, I do remember building all kinds of ramps. So I could see some shit laying around like that. These are ramp parts. Clearly, this piece of metal, and I remember we built a ramp one time out of like one of those kids' playhouses, like the little plastic shitty ones. Like it was just the roof of that, and like a bunch of, I think it was like a bunch of just fucking rocks like piled up, and we're like, yeah, this is obviously. Yeah. I remember someone just eating shit, like it just collapsed, and like, you know, oh my god, it's good times.
Then Diamond, they used to park the school buses in the summer on the parking lot. Because they didn't have a barn or nothing. They didn't. When I was like 15, they started doing it. 14 or 15, they started doing it. And there was like 16 buses, okay? Well, they had them parked about 3 foot apart, 3 to 4 foot apart, and they had them in 2 perfect rows. And they were that far apart. So you had 2 bus links going this way, and then you had like 8 bus links going the other way, but they were, you know, the narrow. And all the boys my age got the dumbass idea. We were all 10 speeds were hot. Like 1979, you know, 1980. 10 speeds were all the rage. You know, we all wanted to be Tour de France riders, you know. So somebody got the idea to play, like, kill the man with the ball on 10 speeds with a freaking tape ball.
Oh, shit.
So we were riding through them freaking buses on 10 speeds, trying to tag each other with a freaking tape ball. I've seen some of the most worst bicycle wrecks in my life. It was
going right at each other.
Oh man, I've seen guys crash. I've seen them have to call an ambulance because we had guys tore up from bike.
No helmets.
I mean, you're going 30, 35 mile an hour through school buses. Somebody's coming down the middle. Oh my God, it was done. I could not believe that. The next year they didn't do that. That was 1 year. 1 year, man.
So just to make sure I'm visualizing right, it's like pretty much like everyone's like kind of like going down alleys or whatever, and then meeting up right at the point. Okay,
like jousting.
Yeah, it's like jousting, trying to miss each other, and somebody's got the ball. Nobody knows who's got it. You know. Oh my
The ball almost seems irrelevant in this game.
it was.
The tape ball is the least of my concerns when I'm going through this intersection of bikes.
I saw my best friend who was doing that, and he crashed into a telephone pole. And freaking a piece of that telephone pole, piece of that bar, about that long, went right through his Achilles. Just came out the other side. It was like impaled. And we were like freaking out, you know, and he's freaking out, you know. We had to call his mom. She had to come down there and pick him up, take him to the hospital. I'm not kidding. It was like 8 inches long, just right through his...
Oh my God, dude.
My stomach looks like Connor's face right now. Like it's like,
dude.
That's like that time I shot myself with that nail and it went through that tendon. And my finger was pulled back like this. It wouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
it was so weird.
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah. So I go to the hospital, you know, and she numbed it, and then she pulled it out with a pair of forceps or whatever.
Oh man,
that's so weird. I face planted on a motorcycle when I was 15. My best friend's dad, who was my music teacher in school, had a 350 Honda. And he let his son ride on back roads because we were like 15, you know. He rides it down to my friend Ivan's house. And I said, hey, can I ride it? He goes, yeah, just be careful, you know. So I take off down the dirt road. And I'd never rode a motorcycle before.
Oh.
And I used the front brake. Use the back brake. Next thing I know, I'm laying in these people's front yard next to a tree. What? And I thought, what the hell happened? Where am I? I look up and the bike's laying over there in the ditch.
Damn.
I thought, oh my God. You know, I didn't want no helmet or nothing. I picked it up and the shifter knob was broke off.
I bet your friend was mad, dude.
Oh, he wasn't mad. He was freaking. And when he got his dad freaked because he broke the freaking shifter knob off. Oh, I think he scratched the tank up too, probably.
Yeah.
Oh man, I felt bad about that.
So
His dad hated me anyway. I played the trombone and I can't read music. He would have to take all my music. Every sheet of my music, he would have to write the positions because there's 7 positions on the slide of a trombone.
Oh,
So
wow.
he would put 1, 2, 6, 5, 7, every note on my piece of paper. But he had to have me because he only had 1 trombone, which was my best friend. So you really need 2. So
Damn.
man hated me. He used to freaking throw his batons at me and his son and another one of our friends.
nice.
Yeah, I don't know how many times he broke his batons.
Yeah, my music teacher used to rub my shoulders every day. Every single day.
Let's not go down that road.
Man or woman?
As man. And it turned out he was a sex offender.
Rash, right?
Yes.
And when I heard the stories, I was like, oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah. That was weird.
How about my last bike wreck? That was a face plant.
Yeah.
that was eating shit right
That
there.
was scary, yeah.
Damn.
Hearing about that.
I can't believe I survived that.
What happened there though?
On my motorcycle,
Yeah.
I hit it was like 5 in the morning, and I hit this incredible fog right there on Shoal Creek, outside of Granby when you go to Monette
Oh shit, I don't know.
on 60 highway. Anyway,
Yeah.
there's that big Shoal Creek Valley, and there's that bridges down in there. And right when I got down to that bridge, it was like a whiteout. It was just, I couldn't see nothing. I could barely see my headlight. Mm-hmm. And my immediate thought was, shit, what do I do? I can't see nothing. I flipped my mask up. I still couldn't see nothing. I just front and rear brake, thought, well, it's been a good life. And last thing I remember feeling was those cuts in the highway, that bump, 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 bump.
Yeah.
I felt the center line, and then I wake up and I'm on my stomach. And I lift my head up, and I thought, wow, I crashed. And I thought, I wiggled my toes. I thought, okay, I'm all right. And then I looked up, and half my shield's gone.
Damn.
and
Holy crap.
And my bike's down. My bike's about 50 yards away, and the back wheel's spinning, just like in the movies,
Oh.
The headlight's still on. I thought, oh, God, Charlotte's dead,
Mm-hmm.
And I got up. I thought, all right, I'm all right. I walked up to her. I thought, oh, shit, she's ruined. The shifter was bent all the way back. The handlebars were bent halfway. Oh, man. I was more worried about her than I was me. And then I realized, oh, my thumb looks weird. The pinky looks bent. And my shoulder really hurts. And God, my head.
I totally get that feeling though of like being worried for the bike more than anything. Because whenever I got hit by a car in 7th grade, whenever I was skateboarding, that like that board, like it wasn't even my first pro board. It was a Kryptonics board, but it was the first somewhat okay board because before that it was a Star Wars like Darth Vader Walmart board.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so like as soon as I got hit by the car, my very first thought was, is the board okay? Is the board okay? And then I saw the board and I was like, okay, it's right there on the side of the road. Oh shit, I got hit.
Did you end up breaking a couple fingers and something or what?
No, I got what they called
A dislocation?
yeah, it's something that people get that handle a lot of animals.
Huh,
Got my
I don't know.
Got my thumb bent back. See, it does that now. It used to not do that. This one won't do that. This one will go like that. Goofed up. And then this one got messed up somehow.
Huh.
They just got bent back, They got,
Yeah, it sounds like you fucking lucked out with all these like bent. Yeah.
yeah.
You didn't break anything with all these shit, man.
They should have kept me though in the hospital because I think that was the worst freaking. I've had a lot of concussions, but that was the worst one I've ever had. Man.
My story is just, it's kind of weird because like usually I kind of consider myself like a humble dude and stuff, and I don't really think I ever know how to do anything. So it's kind of weird. Like I ended up wrecking a motorcycle, my friend's motorcycle, and just like leading up to it, I'd been watching so much like MotoGP and motorcycle racing, and like I was like specking out all these bikes and shit, and like watching just all kinds of stuff. So it was so weird because I was like so confident about this whole thing, and I'm like 95% sure. Well, first of all, I mean the bike was like a 650 Gixxer or whatever, and I was like, it's probably a pretty good idea to learn how to ride this bike, but 4 feet away from a fence. And like, so I got on the bike, and like in my head I was like, yeah, I mean, I already know how to drive this bike because I've watched so much shit. You know what I mean? Like, and like, so I rev it up, and he says that's too much throttle, and like I didn't even like acknowledge him. Like, dude, do whatever, just go, yeah, get out of the way. Like, fucking, and then like yeah, just like dumped. I mean, I didn't dump the clutch. I let it out, but like it just ended up in some whiskey throttle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shenanigans pretty quick, and then I wrecked into the fucking fence and broke the fence and broke my hand. Yeah, it was and I did too. Yeah, I broke the handlebar on the bike and shit.
Did you pop a wheelie?
No, I don't think so. No. But it's just so stupid. It's like I thought that was like going to be the next like part of my life. I was like, man, I'm going to get into motorcycle racing. And I was like, like this is how it fucking starts. Let's go. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, oh man, yeah.
I'm going to be a MotoGP champion.
Yeah. I was like, I am Valentino Rossi. Like,
Man, both times that I decided to drive a vehicle that was 2 wheels and had a motor, like I destroyed myself both times. Like the first one was those little mini crotch rocket bikes, you know. I think it was Trenton's or whatever, because I was over at his house. We were on our long bike rides, and we happened to drive by his house. And I was like, let's stop and talk to him. And I got on his bike, and I immediately whiskey throttled it, and I just go straight into his mom's like van. It was just boom. And I had no helmet on, so like I just face planted directly into the glass. The second time that I wrecked was on Jake's moped, and it was at the skate park, and
that was sketchy.
And I was trying to like just ride that thing around on the gravel, and I didn't know what I was doing. Whiskey throttled it, and then I was like, "Oh crap!" Made a left turn, and then quickly turned to the right, and that basically just kind of threw me way off of it.
Yeah, you high side.
Yeah. So I just don't do anything with a motor and 2 wheels anymore.
That was the same moped that didn't have, like, whenever I rode it at least, the throttle was always engaged, because like I don't know if there wasn't like a return spring or something, but so you'd have to literally kill it, or else it would just be like at least partial like throttle all the time. So it was fun to ride.
I don't think the seat like actually latched down either. You actually had to sit down on the seat for it to sit down.
Yeah.
But remember that time that you used to sneak over to my house to jump on my trampoline?
Yeah.
Remember that? All right, 2 times, but there was that one time that you were doing backflips. I refused to do them. I'm scared to do them. But you were doing a backflip. You landed directly in the space between like the metal bar and the like basically on the springs. And you just landed directly.
Oh man.
I racked myself on those metal springs because my feet were right between them. And at the same time, I rolled both my ankles.
Yeah, because you basically just went straight to the ground.
Yeah. It was just a freaking regular backflip from like, yeah, it was like a perfect backflip.
The look on your face was priceless, though. It was just,
yeah. It was, oh man, the feeling
this is a surprise. Like you got O face, eyebrows way up, just like.
It's like what hurts more, both my ankles or my balls? Like,
Yeah.
oh man.
That second one, though, whenever you were doing a backflip and you just got halfway and you landed directly onto your neck.
Well, I was just thinking, I was like, man, I'm getting really, really good at backflips. So I'm going to start doing tricks when I'm doing backflips. And I thought, man, I'm going to do it Indian style, crisscross applesauce, up in midair. And I did that, and all my thought was on, man, my legs. And I got halfway through a backflip and just landed straight on my neck, dude. I was like, no, Jackson, I'm gonna go home. Where's my skateboard?
Man, the noise that you were making is burned into my head. Just
I'm so lucky I didn't die. Holy crap.
I could have been 6'6". I got a good eat shit one.
Okay.
16. When I was 16, somebody I know I'm not. Anyway, somebody called in a bomb threat to school.
What?
Yeah, somebody called in a bomb threat to school.
for a second, I thought you said I called the bomb.
No,
threat to school.
no, not that stupid. But I knew who did it. Anyway, we get the wild idea. Hey, let's go swimming. So it was like I think it was like the first or second week of school. We go out to Shoal Creek out there at that park at North of Neosho. Mm-hmm. And
Morris Park?
no, it's north of town, like you're going towards Granby. There's that fishing access out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
We go out there to swim. You could jump off the bank, and it was pretty deep. I was the first. I think I was the first one to do it. I go running, jump probably 10 foot out there, and wham! There was a log. There was a log about 8 inches below the water. You couldn't see it. I hit that on my tailbone.
Holy crap.
Freaking fractured my tailbone.
Oh gosh, that had to hurt.
My friend, this is crazier. I laid on the hood of his car. He drove me all the way to Diamond. My house is like 7 miles away. I'm laying on the hood. I'm laying on the hood of his freaking 72 Chevelle.
Looking like a trophy deer or something.
He's driving down the shoulder. And I'm laying on the hood of a car.
Oh god.
Oh my god, that sucked.
There was one time we used to like just ride down hills on skateboards all the time, and one time I went down this hill, was going so fast. You get this thing called speed wobbles when your trucks aren't tight enough, you know. So I was getting crazy speed wobbles, going over 20 miles an hour, faster than I can run, you know.
Yep.
So of course the board goes out from under me. I just take off running. And yeah, faster than I could run, so my shoes instantly pop off. And then after that, I just fly forward, I don't know, 10, 15 feet. I'm just like flying, dude. And I just take it all to the shoulder, man. And like a couple weeks later, like just picking out, you know, the scab, I was picking out gravel out of my arm, dude. It was just like, oh, dude.
I was right behind you, and I swear for like a good second and a half, you floated.
Yeah, I was
You were
flying,
just like
dude.
hovering.
Oh yeah,
And
running.
like running at the same time, and you just had so much momentum. That's when your shoes came off.
Yeah.
Because you're just running so fast in midair, nothing was going on.
Harry Potter and Portkey.
Yeah. So much speed.
What hill was this?
Gosh, it was kind of by your house a
It
little
was
bit.
the hill that the hill that Cody McNary lived on.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So right next to the school, kind of.
Wait, the long one that was coming down, or
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was almost next to where Taylor lived for a little bit. It intersected with the road Taylor lived on. You know what I'm saying? Going right in front of the tennis courts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were skating next to the high school because Connor was bleeding everywhere. So there was a lot of blood. Mm-hmm. And the school was just open and there was nobody there. All the doors were open in the school. So we just skated through the high school from junior high all the way to the high school.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
It's one of the coolest things I've ever done. So much speed.
Yeah, the inside of there was fun to skate like normally when you could get away with it, but when you had free reign and you could just go from the 8th grade all the way down to the senior end,
I bet that was a lot of fun. Man.
you get so much speed.
We
dude.
were just power sliding. We were power sliding down the like ramps. You know what I'm saying? How it was like a slight slope, like skitching. Oh, that was so sick, dude. And,
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Speed wobbles are one of the scariest things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, because
Like
you know at some point you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's like shaking hands with the devil. It's like it's so scary.
It's like, come on, ankles, be strong. So
Yeah.
stop this.
I hear about that guys having that happen on a crotch rocket. That'd be horrible.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
You see that in MotoGP a lot. People getting speed wobbles and then
Yeah.
like lose it and go over the handlebars.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy when they bring it back.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They'll literally be standing up on the side of the bike, like off the bike, like just slowing it down. Like what the hell? Like
Yeah.
All right, the last one I had for right now, anyway. This one time we went to my cousin's house, cousin Sammy and like Aunt Linda. You know, we went to their house. It was either for like Thanksgiving or Christmas. I was walking with I think my sister and our 2 cousins, 2 girl cousins. We were just walking next to these cows, and someone's like, "I dare you to go like grab one of those cows or something like that." So like I start chasing after this cow. It sees me. It takes off, and then within like I don't know 2 or 3 seconds does like a quick 180 and starts chasing me. So then I have to turn around and start running from this cow. And of course it's like all like crazy ground. So I slip and fall. Luckily this cow just immediately doesn't trample me, just does something else because it saw that I fell. And then so I'm like, okay, cool, got away with that one. Not even like a few minutes later, my cousin Sammy, she picks up this big tree branch and she just swings it for some reason. I don't know why she swung it. She just swings it at nothing. And I'm at the very end of her her swing. So I take all this tree branch to the side of my head, dude. Just like it probably was one of the hardest times I've ever been hit, just getting hit with this tree branch. And I was just like dazed for a second. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm all right. It's like, man, what's up with these girls, man? Like, gotta get away from these people. Getting fucked up.
Did I ever tell you about the arrow in the cow's butt? When we first moved to Diamond, we lived out there on the farm. Well, it was right next to the stockyard. So there's always all the cattle out there in the fields, from stock. Well, I always thought I was an Indian when I was a little kid. I made my own bows and arrows. Well, this one time, I really made my arrows really sharp, apparently. I was up in the tree. I said, "Hey, Jimmy," my little brother. I said, I'm gonna shoot that cow." He goes, "Okay." The cow got close enough. I just went, and it went right in its ass, right next to its tail. Arrow was sticking in it. It takes off running down the field. It ran all the way to the stockyard. Like I don't know how many acres that was away. About 2 hours later, I see this truck pull in the driveway. And here comes my dad. After the truck leaves, my dad goes, "Hey, Wayne." He goes, "You recognize this?" It was the arrow. He said the guy from Stockyard said that cow ran in there with this arrow stuck in its ass. And he could tell that a kid made it. Man, I got spanked for that one, man.
I bet.
I'm sure part of your dad thought it was funny though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know he did, but he didn't like getting his ass chewed out either.
No way. Oh, those are all great.
That was a good one.
So Connor's got a game this week.
Yeah, we're just gonna do the movie description game again. This time we got 12 movies. So
Feels good to actually participate in the game.
yeah. All right, so the rules are I'm going to read the description that's given for a movie in whatever site. This is Netflix again. But you can say your name at any point. It'll stop the reading. You can say the guess. And then if you get it, you get it. If you're wrong, then you have to wait till everybody else guesses. Or if they don't know, then you can guess again. But everybody has to say that they don't know, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so anybody have any questions?
We're going to have scoring, obviously. What are we playing for this week?
all the Halloween candy. You get it all.
All right. I'm going to burst into Anakin's room whenever he gets done trick-or-treating and go like, this is mine.
I won.
I was grabbing a bag and every bit of candy I see. Just taking it.
No, you don't get it. I won the movie game. This is my candy now. So, okay.
All right, let's do it.
All right, everybody focus in because Kyle and Jackson are really good at this, so you want to be faster than them. All right. Distraught over her engagement to a cruel millionaire, young blank finds a new lease on life when she falls for artist blank aboard a doomed ocean liner.
Jackson, Titanic.
Yep. All right, guys.
Shit, I knew that too.
Yeah. If you think you know it, it's better to take a guess and be wrong than to let these guys dominate the game because they're pretty good. All right.
All right.
Second question. After a young squire finds a way to pass himself off as a bona fide knight.
Kyle. Nice tale.
A knight's tale. Yeah.
So, okay. I wasn't sure if you could interrupt Connor or not.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But you got to take a guess.
Okay.
Raised by blank, a big-hearted but bumbling orphan travels to blank on a mission to help a woman investigate her shady boyfriend. Raised by blank, a big-hearted but bumbling orphan travels to blank on a mission to help a woman investigate her shady boyfriend.
A bumbling orphan?
See, that's what I'm trying to, gather information from.
Raised
All right.
by wolves?
Ray, you gonna guess?
Kyle, The Force Awakens?
Nope. All right, here it goes. Be ready. Raised by ninjas, a big-hearted but bumbling orphan travels to blank.
Kyle. Beverly Hills Ninja?
Yep. Travels
Dang.
to Beverly Hills on a mission to help a
Dang.
woman investigate her shady boyfriend.
Yep.
All right. 2 for Kyle, 1 for Jack.
That's right.
Yep.
Kyle's too good at this game, man. All right. Posing as a school teacher, a down-on-his-luck guitarist secretly turns...
Jackson, School of Rock.
Yeah. Turns his classroom into a rock band and shows them the liberating power of rock and roll. Yep. All right. Number 5. Still a game, guys. A tight-knit blank of specially trained agents wield weapons and charm as they track down stolen...
Wayne. G.I. Joe.
Nope. Track down stolen software in this reboot of the classic TV series.
Kyle. A-Team.
No.
Well,
A tight-knit blank of specially trained agents wield weapons and charm as they track down stolen
Kyle.
software.
Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
Nope. Track down stolen software in this reboot of the classic TV series.
Jackson, the first Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know
The
why.
one with Cameron Diaz.
I don't know why I put Full Throttle in the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you blew it.
holy cow.
Yeah, it's a tight-knit trio of specially trained agents. Yeah.
I was going
See,
to say,
it's the first one that's got, what is it, Crispin Glover?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's obsessed with hair or something.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, this is where I expect Bo and my father to take over the game and win it.
yeah, that's what I was expecting.
All right. After the ice caps melt, a mutant seafarer takes a bartender and her young charge aboard his boat to escape.
Wayne. Waterworld.
Yeah, Waterworld.
Classic.
I don't even think I've seen that movie.
Al Gore should have been the star of that movie, not Kevin Costner.
Let me get that eventual reboot.
Yeah.
All right, 6 more, guys. What's the scores, Kyle?
I have 2. My dad has 1. Jackson has 3. Bo has no.
None.
Zill.
Okay. All right. After getting a memory implant, working stiff blank discovers he might actually be a secret agent embroiled in a violent insurrection on Mars.
Kyle.
Oh, man.
Doesn't know.
Oh, God, it's under my tongue.
Wayne.
Say-
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Man.
Total Recall.
I was trying to think of the name of the movie. I knew exactly what I was saying. I couldn't think of the title. Every time I think of Total Recall, it's the very end of that movie when everyone's outside and they're just like running out of air and so like their eyeballs are popping out of their heads. Ah!
Yeah.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, oh!
An Egyptologist joins a mission into the unknown when he helps the military.
Wayne.
Okay.
Stargate.
Stargate.
SG-1. Or just Stargate.
When he helps the military unlock the mystery of a
Kyle.
stone archway that's a portal to another universe. It was Stargate.
Jackson.
All right. 3 fighters travel to the mystical realm of blank.
Kyle, Mortal Kombat.
Damn.
Yeah. 3 fighters travel to the mystical realm of Outworld to test their might in a tournament against the evil demon with plans to take over the world. All right, 3 more.
Your soul is mine.
As flying...
Continue.
All right. As flying saucers head for Earth, the President of the United States prepares to...
Wayne,
Jordan.
I'll give it to him.
No, you said
You
it
already
first.
said
Yeah, you
that.
said your name
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks. Yeah,
Oh,
wow.
man. I was gonna say Mars Attacks.
I was gonna say Independence Day.
Yeah, I was going to say either one, yeah. Prepares to welcome in alien visitors, but soon learns they're not coming in peace. All right.
You got me dragging your fat ass out here.
Yeah.
I could have been in a barbecue.
All right, 2 more. After a bitter divorce, a loan officer falls under the sway of a self-help guru who urges him to say yes to everything that comes his
Jackson.
way.
Yes, man.
Yes, man. That comes his way for a year.
How many questions we got left?
We got 1 more. What's the score?
I have 3. Dad has 4.
How many do I
Jackson has
have?
4.
How many do I have?
0.
You know what I was going to say?
I was just checking.
What?
I was going to say the Love Guru.
That was the first thing that I thought of because you said guru.
Yeah.
But after he finished it, I was like, all right, I got it.
Jacques Lecoq.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I've not even seen that movie. I just heard it was bad.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Okay. I've got 1 more, and then this could be a 3-way tie. I might have to go find a new one. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, phew. All right. A rookie blank with 1 day to prove himself to a veteran blank. Okay, let me redo this. Okay.
Blank, blank.
All right. A rookie cop with 1 day to prove himself to a veteran LAPD narcotics officer receives a
Jackson. Training day.
Damn.
training day. Receives a crash course in his mentor's questionable brand of justice.
I will be
the
here
best.
later tonight, Kyle, to collect your kids.
Good job, Jack. That was a good win.
Yeah. Dude knows his movies.
He's Action Jackson.
Kyle, you said you've never seen Training Day, right?
No.
Dude, you need to watch that. It's great.
Do I?
It really is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
You just gonna let Jackson beat you to the punch on that one?
I know.
I'd say it's probably like my favorite Denzel Washington movie for sure.
For sure.
That's
I
a
can't
good.
think of one that tops it.
Yeah.
I like the one where he has the Bible in him.
Book of Eli.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
I have yet to see that. I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never watched it all the way through.
I mean, Training Candidate's pretty good.
He's got some cool knife skills in that movie. Mm-hmm. For sure.
First Equalizer's pretty good, too.
That one where he travels back
Yeah.
in time. He's a detective
Man
in
on
that
Fire.
one, where he's able to jump back just so far.
Is it Man on Fire?
Might be.
Remember.
I can't remember what that one was called.
They tried to stop that guy blowing
What's
up a
the
bus
one-
on a bridge or something like that.
Right.
Future Kyle here, editing the podcast. The Denzel movie is Deja Vu. Future Kyle out.
What's the one where he's like a bodyguard driver kind of person for a kid?
That's Man on Fire.
Okay.
Yeah. The one where he's got to protect Dakota Fanning. Is that the one you're talking about?
I can't remember. It's been so long.
Oh, God.
Man, if that's their stage names, that's stupid. Why would you pick Fanning? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can understand John Wayne, but you know what his real name was? Marion Michael Morrison.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds was half one of the greatest alien movies that I've ever seen and half one of the worst movies I've ever seen because of Dakota fucking Fanning. Like, Dakota Fanning, like, at that time when she was a little girl, she looked like one of those types of people that, like, as soon as the scene was done, she would look at Steven Spielberg and she's like, did I give you what you wanted on that there, Steven? It's like, I don't know. I wanted so badly for that little girl to die in War of the Worlds, man. I've never rooted for a little kid to get killed so much in a movie.
Do you hate all children or just this one specifically?
Just this one specifically.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, and this week we have a Jackson's hypothetical.
Yeah.
Jackson's hypotheticals.
So I was thinking that, like, if you could travel back into time and, like, relive any kind of event, whether it be a concert or a historical event, what would that event be? Like, I guess, like, one rule with this is, like, you can't change anything. So you can't be like, I'm going to go back to September 11th, 2001, and then I'm going to be the one to stop it from happening.
Yeah, you just want to watch it, right? Just experience something.
Yeah.
Specifically
Man.
9/11.
You can only watch it go down from a safe distance.
If you picked September 11th, you would have to just watch it.
Yeah.
What a day. Ugh.
That's a hard one, Jackson. I had to think about that all night. I was like, gee whiz, man.
See, the first thing that I was thinking of was I was like thinking of all these concerts that I would have loved to see back in, like, it would be awesome to see Live Aid whenever that was going on and be in the crowd when Freddie Mercury was doing his "Ow!"
Yeah.
Like, that would be awesome. But then the more that I really thought about it, I would have liked to see, I think it was the Russians that were building the Tsar bomb, like the first hydrogen bomb that was like way bigger than the bomb of Hiroshima. I would like to travel back in time and watch that go off and watch that hydrogen bomb test. I think that would be an incredible sight to see. But yeah, that was the first, like, once I got done thinking about concerts and stuff like that, I started thinking about that hydrogen bomb and seeing that go off, and I'd be like, dude, that'd be a crazy event to witness.
Or if you go back and watch them do that, I think it was called Operation Goldfish Bowl, where they fired nuclear weapons into the atmosphere and they set them off in the atmosphere. That would have been wild to see.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be wild if that's what really messed with our ozone layer?
It had to have.
Yeah.
I don't think it helped.
No.
It didn't repair it.
I think I was thinking about it all night, man. There's so much stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like if you go back into the Library of Alexandria,
That was one thing I kept thinking about.
that'd be cool to see, man.
Yeah.
Or if you go back and see the Red Seas part, you know, what that looked like. Or Sermon on the Mount would have been cool. Or so many things, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of religious stuff that I thought about too, but I didn't want to take the religious route. I was like, what's something that's like outside of that I could do? I would like to see what Noah was like having to deal with all the animals on the ark, you know? Like, just every day, he's like, man, it's just cleaning up shit. Every single day. Just pick up a shovel, throw it over the edge.
Jim, get over here! Ham!
Something I was
Leave those pigs alone, Ham.
something I was thinking about, kind of like what Kyle was thinking about, what we were talking about earlier. It'd be cool to see like what actually happened to Atlantis, you know?
That'd be cool.
Was it like one night and then it's like completely underwater and everybody's dead, or was it slowly the waters are rising and everybody's got to get out, or like what happened with that, you know?
Yeah. I had two. One of them was Atlantis.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, man. That would be so cool.
And like, were they really that advanced too? Because we hear stories about that they were like way farther ahead than the rest of the world. So it's like, is that actually true?
Yeah.
You know, like what was going on there? Was it all medicine related stuff, or was it technology as we know it? You know,
The other one that I had is I would love to know what happened to the Mayans,
right?
right? Because they all of a sudden just were a huge civilization and they were gone. And from what I was reading, they covered multiple continents, from like, you know, South America on into America, you know, into like Mexico and stuff like that. And I would love to know what happened with them, man.
Yeah, how does all that just disappear? You know?
Yeah.
Right?
That doesn't make any damn sense.
Did they all just?
Obviously, aliens are involved. I mean, other than that, we
Obviously.
just don't know what happened.
Yes.
Everybody turned their hair dryers on at the exact same time, and then that just blew everything up.
Now, if you go to like Eric Von Daniken, the angels were aliens. So,
Yeah.
Right. And
and really, they would be aliens. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Even if they came from heaven, heaven's in another dimension. We already know, science already knows there's at least 11 dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and
something to think about.
did they all just think, oh, now's the time to kill ourselves? Let's just die?
But a suicide pact?
Yeah, but if that was the case, where's all the
where's all the bodies?
Where's all the
Mass
bodies
bodies,
at?
yeah.
Yeah, where's the mass graves?
Maybe like jumping into a volcano type thing.
Yeah.
The reason I was thinking about the Mayans is
When did
I've
they
been
just line
seeing
up?
tons of articles recently of them doing that lidar
Yeah.
mapping, and I saw an article last week that they had just found like huge swaths of Mayan culture stuff underground. I would love to like eventually they're gonna find a mass grave or they're gonna find something crazy underground.
It's covered over by the jungle. It's all grown up over it and on top of it. And,
Wouldn't that be crazy if eventually they just find a spaceship
yeah,
that's just been covered up?
they already have.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
No, thank you.
Or that thing that's on the floor of the Baltic Sea that looks just like the Millennium Falcon. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that or anything about that.
I've never heard about that at all.
I know what he's talking about. I've seen the picture.
Yeah.
Can
It
they
looks
not
like
get to it? Can they not really get to it because of how deep it is? Or
Yeah, they've sent cameras down there. They're not sure what it is. It's some kind of a structure.
weird.
It looks like kind of one of those things, like if you saw the pictures of Atlantis, you know, and you saw like all these different formations at the bottom of the sea that look like steps and stuff like that. It's kind of what it looks like, except it's just kind of like in the, you know, in the shape of a ship, and it's probably got stuff all covered on top of it, so any detail of it is out, but you see the shape. So
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
Real cool. We can go real deep on that stuff. Don't even open the door.
Yeah.
This will be a 9-hour podcast if we start getting on those conspiracy stuff.
Okay, I know what mine is. It just came to me.
Okay.
I can't remember the date. I know the date, but I can't remember it. I would love to travel back to San Francisco, I think 1975, and watch Peter Frampton record Frampton Comes Alive. I'd love to see that. The whole concert, man. Especially when they do You Feel Like We Do? Do you feel like I do? Oh man, I'd love to see that live. That must have been something else. That'd give me goosebumps.
Yeah, it does seem weird, like, because a lot of people were talking about ancient civilizations and stuff like that. I know, and I was thinking about, like, concerts and shit and, like, just time periods of stuff like that, and it seems so insignificant to even, like, mention that, like...
No,
you
dude,
guys are
it's
talking
whatever.
about, like, yeah, the fall of fucking Rome, or, like I just want to go to a concert in the 80s. But
Yeah.
it seems like such a weird comparison. Or just about, in general, whether you do want to go to a good time period or a bad time period. Because I'd like to see some, I don't know, some crazy shit happen too. You know, to like the end of civilizations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right,
Be there
yeah.
like, on like the last
Yeah.
day, like kind of thing.
My name's Bo, and I want to travel back to the 1700s to see beheadings.
Exactly.
What did they do with those witches anyway?
Yeah.
Or to go back and see.
Yeah.
Watch-
See one girl get thrown into a river. That's all I want. Like, and everyone's like, she's a fucking witch. I'm like, yes, she is. I'm from the future, and yes, she is.
What'd she do? Algebra? Yeah, she's
Oh yeah, you gotta watch them. Yeah.
I'd like to go back and see if they actually, like that movie 10,000 BC. Is that how they really built the pyramids? Did they use mastodons or whatever to pull those blocks up?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I saw the process on how they actually were able to make the perfectly cut like giant stones. So I know now like how they were able to do it back then. But yeah, as far as like moving them giant stones, I have no idea.
The Great Pyramid had like a gold capstone on it, you know, and they were covered in white, marble or limestone or something.
Yeah,
Man,
perfectly
they must
sanded
have-
down white marble. Or
You could probably see them 1,000 miles away, you know?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I'd like to have seen that. What were they really used for?
Yeah. Were they
Power plants?
Yeah.
Just imagine all those slaves, man, pulling those bricks. Like seriously, though,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
insane to think about. Like pulling the shit across the desert. Like these stones gotta get up there.
Your children will be dragging the same stone.
Yeah.
So
I would work together if I were you.
the faster we get this done, the
Right.
better life your kids are going to have.
Oh, come on now. Don't make me use the whip.
I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was trying to make a living.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suck.
Oh, yeah.
Go back and watch Alexander the Great's army, or something like that. That'd be cool.
From a sky view.
Yeah.
or like a Civil War battle. Holy shit!
Oh, crap.
People getting shot with cannonballs. Cannonballs. Like,
Cannibal.
yeah, just blow people in half, literally. Like,
Like in a lot of movies, when they get hit by cannonballs, it like hits it's like rolling, and it hits their feet and like takes them out from that. It's like, ugh.
Like skipping off the ground. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's cannonballs that have like chains too. Like to like
Oh,
separate. Like,
man.
yeah.
They were brutal.
Yeah, and Pirates of the Caribbean, where they put all the forks and knives in there, and you get hit with those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
You guys have any more?
It'd be cool to see Hitler get shot.
Except he didn't get shot. He drank poison.
Okay, yeah, that's right. It'd be cool to see him get shot, though.
He died in Argentina. Come on, Connor.
Okay. All right. So, like, I don't always keep up on history. But it would be cool to see, like, that dude die.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be cool to watch the Bismarck get sunk. That must have been something in World War II. It was the biggest battleship ever built.
Huh.
The British hit it with everything they had and finally sunk it. It was a monster. That'd be cool.
Man, while I'm thinking of concerts that I would have loved to go see, like back in the day, I would love to go see Rage Against the Machine the day that they did, what was it, the Republican primary or something like that?
I think it was the Democratic National Convention, wasn't it? Or do you know what concert?
Yeah, I'm not sure,
And they shut him down.
but fuck yeah.
Yeah,
that
they,
was-
they played like 5 or 6 songs, and then like the SWAT team showed up and started macing people and spraying
Right.
them with fire hoses.
No kidding.
Yeah, they were throwing tear gas into the crowd and stuff like that.
There's a video of it online. You can watch it.
Oh,
It's
wow.
crazy.
Why?
They were scared that there was going to be a huge, like, revolution after this concert, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. It's a Rage Against the Machine concert, man.
Yeah.
If there's
man.
any music that's going to get you
Rage.
hyped enough to go storm the Capitol building, it's Rage
shit,
Against
yeah.
the Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the Democratic National Convention,
It's wild.
and it was in protest of the two-party system.
Cool.
'Cause they played on Wall Street too, and then they shut down Wall Street that day. Because there's that video. I don't know if it's Testify, like where they go and play there. I think Michael Moore's there and stuff. He's always there, I think,
The Blob.
and it's just cool. But seeing them back in the day, man, would have been this shit.
Yeah.
Back when they had all the fire.
They had all the fire.
Yeah, the amount of bands that I would have loved to see back in the day, like even bands that are still playing now, but their music is just drastically different than what they do now. Like I would love to go see AFI back in the day before December
man.
Underground,
Yeah.
when they were like more punk. Like I bet those shows were absolutely awesome. Would have loved to see Night Versus back when they had their vocalist still. I would have loved to see Veil of Maya back when they had their old vocalist and were still super heavy.
I would have wanted to seen fucking Soundgarden, man.
I wish I would have went and saw Soundgarden. And
Linkin Park?
yes.
Yeah, I wish I would have seen Linkin Park live.
Luckily, I can say I saw The Used multiple times back when they were only playing their good albums. The first 3. First 2, I should really say. I saw them like multiple times when it was just their self-titled album and In Love and Death. One of those times, Burt McCracken got on top of this giant speaker, and he was like, "This song is called Take It Away!" And then right as soon as the music kicks in, he jumps off that speaker into the crowd, and he like lands like maybe 10 feet away from me. But he was so high. He was like maybe 30 feet up. Like it was a dangerous drop for him.
It's like, don't let me die. You're not going to get my music. Catch me.
I wish I'd go back in time to when I saw Rush and wouldn't have smoked anything in the crowd that came through the crowd.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember hardly any of the concert. It makes me sick.
That sucks.
I remember Countdown, and they had the Rush. Rush was one of the first bands that had big screens behind them. And I mean, they had the space shuttle taking off. The song was called Countdown, and it was so freaking cool looking. I can't remember the rest of the concert, man. I don't know what was getting passed around in there, but I lost my friends. And so I was all alone. And then there's just joint after joint was just going through the crowd, just back and forth. And before I knew it, the concert was over. And I was like,
Smoked out.
smoked out.
PCP.
Oh, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, and speaking of some of my dad's stories, he's got some stories that he wants to tell about some some paranormal stuff that happened.
Okay.
Man,
You ready?
Yeah, I'm geared up for this.
Are you ready?
It's gonna be spooky.
Okay. I believe the year, well, I was young, so it had to have been between 1971 to 1973. It was one of those summers. I was either 7 or 8 or 9. Okay. And I used to always go over to my uncle's house. And he lived north of Diamond. And he had a big farm out there. And I'd always go riding bikes with my cousin Troy. He was like 2 years older than me. And it was the summer. And it was a dirt road. And we rode down the road one way. It was only like a mile road. And we were on our way back. We were laughing and racing. And we get about halfway, about half mile down the road. And you know how old dirt roads, if road crews don't go down there and trim the roads, them little trees, those saplings will get, 7 or 8 foot tall. Mm-hmm. And it just happened to be this one section of the road had a long stretch of saplings growing in the ditch. And it was right next to the fence. And we were probably 50 yards away from this big old group of saplings. And we noticed that they're shaking. The whole thing is the leaves are just going like this, And my cousin said, "What the heck's going on up there, Wayne?" I said, "I don't know." We ride up there, we ride up slower, and we get next to it and we stop. And thank God, he's on the side where the saplings are. Okay, I'm like in the middle of this dirt road. He's about a foot away from the edge of the road. And it's shaking. We hear this growling. And my cousin goes, "Oh, shit." And this creature jumps out of the ditch. I mean, through the saplings, lands right next to his bicycle, okay? He's on my cousin's bike, okay? Yeah. And it's got a long banana seat. You guys know what that is?
Yeah.
And things were like this long. You could ride 2 people on freaking banana seat. Yeah. And it had a sissy bar. The sissy bar was about 3 foot long, okay? So it's sticking about probably a foot above hitting my cousin's head. And he's standing there like this, and we're looking over there, and this thing jumps out. I'm probably 8 or 9 years old. I'm probably Anakin's age. But the thing had to have been at least 7 foot tall. And I remember the hair on its arms. It hung down like a foot and a half. It had hair coming off of its fingers. But it had a black face, sort of like a gorilla, and its eyes were reddish. It might have just been bloodshot. I don't know, but it was huge. It had. Have you ever seen what they believe a Gigantopithecus looked like? It was an upright ape that they found in like Asia or somewhere. Mm-hmm. But these things were the Bigfoot. I call it a Bigfoot. What I saw, it looked just like that dang thing. It had long hair all over its body, just its legs, everything. It was just huge. But this thing was upright. It had a black face, brownish, red, and black hair all over it. And it had a roar like nothing I've ever heard in my life. And it grabbed that sissy bar and just lifted him off the ground with its right arm. And I'm not kidding you, the front wheel had to have been a foot off the ground. And my cousin's hanging on for dear life. He's got his legs wrapped around the back, his legs are hanging on the pedals. And he's like this, he's upside down, and this thing's going, just shaking him. He's like, "Get my dad!" And I never rode a bicycle so fast in my life. I got because my uncle and aunt's house is right there on the corner of the road, so I had to ride a half a mile down there to get him. I threw my bike down. I almost ran through the screen door. I'm like, Uncle Rusty, there's a Bigfoot down there, and it's got a hold of Troy." And my uncle said, "Where was it?" And I said, half mile down that road. He jumps in his truck, grabs his 30-30, takes off down the road. And my cousin, he's already made it back to the house, just white as a ghost, and shaking, you know. And my uncle went across. He tracked it across like 2 open hayfields. You could see, you can see when someone's walked through an untouched field. Mm-hmm. You could clearly see the path for like I don't know how many acres, and then there was woods. And he said he lost his tracks in the woods.
Damn.
And I looked back on my computer one time. I wondered about Bigfoot sightings back in like 1973 around in there. And there was a rash of them in our area, just a ton of them. Huh. I remember at the same time, there was a couple of guys that got caught down by Shoal Creek around Wildcat Park. They were using these Bigfoot feet and were leaving tracks in different places around the area, But what I saw was no man. Mm-hmm. No grown man could pick an 11-year-old boy on a Schwinn bicycle that high up off the ground. It was just with one arm. It was just unhuman strength.
The picture that Jackson showed sounded like what you're describing. Like all this damn hair, or I don't know. And then you said something about that, whatever that's called.
That's very similar to what I saw. The one standing up there.
So what I reckon,
it had longer hair. You couldn't see as much of its face.
What I reckon is
black.
there's a couple hillbillies that probably imported one of these gorillas.
And trained it.
And that shit got out.
When you said that it looked like this picture of the one standing up, I thought that was from Harry and the Hendersons.
That's what it looked like.
Like, we can't tell nobody we got this damn gorilla. We got to find this some bit. Like, so
For real.
they quit.
That's wild.
Yeah, the sighting
I've been a
stopped after they
believer
shot
ever
it.
since.
Yeah.
Around 1974, me and my brothers are out. It's a cloudy day. It was a cold day. We were all wearing thick jackets and sock hats and crap. And we used to always go out. I was the leader. 5 little brothers, so I had to keep them occupied. So we're out playing some game. We're walking back across the field, and we all stopped, and my brother goes, "What's that?" And we all look up, and there was like this silver disc just hanging above us. It was a below the cloud cover. It was just sitting there below the clouds, and it was just spinning. Sitting there just spinning, and it had the middle of it was red. It just sat there and spun above us. We were all just standing there looking at it longest time, and then it just went into the clouds. It was gone.
Weird.
Yeah, that was wild.
What do you think about that, Bo?
I saw something one time whenever I was a kid. Or like I remember, I don't know, it's so weird like the way I even remember stuff. But I do remember something like hovering above us, like me. And actually I think it was Tyler Allen, if anybody knows who that is.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with him, government housing. But yeah, it was just like hovering there in midair. And then like we like went to my house, which was a little ways away. And it was like following us. It was so crazy because it didn't really make any sounds, and it was pretty high up, but like the altitude, it was probably you would hear something. It was so nuts. Maybe it was just early. Maybe it was an early drone or something they're testing out at the military base or something. I don't know. It was crazy though. I remember being freaked out, and just in general, I generally believe in at least UFOs for sure, if not aliens. So it was pretty weird.
Dude, I don't know if this is aliens or not, but I remember probably when I was like 17, maybe. I was at my friend's house, and do you remember that sound we heard?
It's like a wah sound.
Yeah, like the world was ending.
Yeah, it was very loud.
And, dude, it lasted for like...
You could hear it everywhere. It was like it was coming from everywhere.
Like we couldn't get it out of our heads.
Ew.
Everybody could hear it, and... I still think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were doing at the military base, dude, but like, it didn't make any sense because everywhere we were, we could hear this sound.
Right.
And all of us were freaking out outside, like wondering what is that noise. Like I thought the world was ending. I was like, "This is crazy. What is happening right now?" To this day, I still don't know what that sound was.
What if they were testing one of those sound weapons?
It was freaking us out, dude.
They have them.
Man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was like the most scary sound. It was just like, bah! and it lasted for so long, dude. Like 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
Did it sound anything like whenever that transformer blew up behind, by our house?
No, when that transformer blew up at our house, it sounded like this. It was like, wow.
Yeah, it literally sounded like a transformer.
Yeah, it's weird
like,
sounding, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. Everything went white outside of our house, and I was with Rachel at the top, and I'm like, Rachel, I think we're under attack.
I was also awake in the basement whenever that went off, and the first thing that I thought about, I was like, well, there goes the nuke. Of course they would pick the Midwest. That's where our nukes are.
Walk outside, and the grass is on fire and stuff like that, and the neighbors are like, I think that transformer blew up. I was like, oh, man, that's what that was? Like, that was crazy.
I think we're under attack.
Yeah.
One time I was carrying sheetrock. I was working for a lumber company. It was at a very old house in Neosho. And I'd never thought about it being haunted. We just put some sheetrock up in like the second or third floor. And we were coming back down. And there was about 6 or 7 feet between me and the guy that I was packing sheetrock with. And all of a sudden, halfway down the staircase, the back of my shirt goes up about as high as my head. And it won't stop me in step. When I was going down the next step, and then it let go, and I looked back at him, and he was like, I mean, his mouth was just, and I took off flying down them steps, and he was a big old boy, and he was like, boom, 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 boom. I heard him behind me coming down. He goes, son of a bitch. He goes, that was not me. He goes, I don't know what that was. He said, but your shirt went straight up. And I said, oh, that was a ghost. And he said, you want to go back? I said, yeah, we got to finish this job. And nothing else happened. But he saw it and I felt it.
Which house was it?
That house across from that, it's just east of the hospital of Freeman. That isn't there like a old folks home like right on behind the funeral home?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, right across the street there's that house that has the gables, the round gables on the top of it.
I think I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. It was that one.
Huh.
And then we found out later, yeah, it's haunted.
Yeah.
The owner told the manager. He called her and told her, said, hey, you guys have any paranormal activity in that house? And she said, sure enough, we have had a lot.
Yeah.
Your mom and I one time, and like another couple went out. There's a Spooklight Road that's not the Spooklight Road.
Yeah, there's like two
outside
or three.
Neosho, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not quite as far down as where your grandparents live. Westview, it's not that far down, but it's out south of Neosho, up on a hill. There's a road, and we were parked up there, partying and stuff, and all of a sudden we see the light. It's down the road, and it was like, wow, there's a spook light. And then it started getting closer, and then it got real close, and then it got within 3 fence posts from us, and it split into 3 lights, and it went through the fence. And then it shot off across the field in 3 lights and then came back to 1. That freaked us out. That's quite a cool thing to see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've gone looking for the spook light multiple times, and I've never seen it. I've always wondered like what it would look like. Does it like whenever it gets closer to you, does it get bigger and bigger? Like how big is it?
When it split into 3, they were the size of softballs. Just went boop boop boop.
When it was all together, was it like the size of a basketball?
No, it was the size of a softball. And then it broke into 3 the same size.
Oh.
And it went through the fence and then flew across the field and went back into 1.
Did it have any color, or was it just pure light?
Man, I can't remember if it was multiple colors or not, but it was wicked.
Didn't know if it was like maybe like a slight blue color or
I'm thinking green,
green.
which could be swamp gas.
Yeah.
Okay. I was 11 years old. It was my friend David's birthday party. He lived outside of Diamond on George Washington Carver Road, right across from the entrance, as a matter of fact. And it was an old farmhouse. And we were playing a game that was called Ghost of Midnight. And it was basically tag at dark, you know? So anyway, somebody else was it. And me and my friend Chris had run around to the front of the house, and we were sitting out there because our friend thought we were hiding in the barn. So we're sitting out on the front porch facing George Washington Carver. And one of us I don't remember which one of us noticed it, but it was pretty dark that night. Here comes this, we thought it was like some guy carrying a flashlight. It's coming down this little hill before you get to the entrance to Carver. Here comes this flash. It looked like somebody just walking down the road carrying a flashlight. And Chris was like, I wonder who that would be out walking this time of night. Because it was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. We were like 11 years old, you know. So anyway, the light just coming along, just bobbing along. And then it stops right in front of us out on the road. And we were both looking at it. We looked at each other. What the heck? And then like that, the light is right here. Okay. The yard was probably 30 yards to the road. Okay. But just like that, the light is right in front of us. And it's no longer looks like the size of a flashlight. It's the size of a basketball. Okay. And we both just went into shock, you know, because this thing is floating there. It's just floating and it's spinning this way and it's spinning back. And it's doing this and this. And we both jump up and Chris is around the side of the house and headed back to the back of the house like that. I wasn't as fast. I was on this side of him. I jump up and I get around the side and I just stop and I turn around and look at it and it's floating there with me. And I notice that it has panels. It has panels all over it and it has screws inset holding these panels into this globe. This thing's spinning and it has an aura, a bright aura. Mm-hmm. And then I just took off running. And my friend Chris apparently was so freaked out that he dove through their screen door. He didn't stop to open the handle. He dove through it and the door's just sitting there swinging. I ran through the door and, of course it was the same guy's dad that I wrecked his motorcycle when I was older. So we tore up his screen door. But anyway, his parents didn't believe us, you know, thought it was just stupid, somebody messing with us, you know. So later that night, we're all sleeping in the living room. There's about 6 or 7 of us boys. One of them grabs my legs, says, wake up. And we're all sitting up now, and this light is flying around the house at, I don't know how fast, but it was like every 2 seconds there it was going around. It did this, I don't know how many times, and then it was gone. But we were all like, you know, just shaking. We couldn't believe it. I don't know what that thing was, where it came from. Now that I think back at it, it was probably some sort of a probe.
Yeah, you're getting scanned.
Whether it was our military testing some kind of equipment or it was an alien civilization, it was a probe, I think. You know? Mm-hmm. It was the size of a basketball and it had panels and it was spinning. It could have been some sort of a drone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a wicked freaking story.
I'm glad you made it out of that without getting probed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have probed you right there, it sounds like.
Yeah, that was wild, man.
Yeah,
crazy.
but you really do never know, like, what the military's testing out or what, you know.
Yeah.
There's so many unexplainable things that happen to. It's wild.
Freaky.
Wild story. Wild stories. Well, let's finish it off with another wild story. Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Dune was good. So Dune came out in theater last Thursday on HBO Max and in theater. I went and saw it in IMAX. Jackson went and saw it in IMAX. So did Connor. My dad, you saw it on regular TV.
I watched it on my home screen.
Still
Have
good?
you seen it, Bo?
I haven't even seen it.
Okay.
Man, the IMAX experience was awesome. Like, we had like a small hitch whenever we went and saw the movie. We showed up like what we thought was perfectly on time, and then it actually was like, no, you showed up 45 minutes early because he actually bought tickets to a different movie theater. I never watched the old one whenever I was growing up. I've like heard bits and pieces of the movie but never seen it, so whenever I went and watched this new one, it felt like a fresh story for me.
Yeah.
So not knowing how the whole thing is going to end, I'm really thirsty for part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I really want to watch it, but I don't want to watch the old one because now I'm watching the new one. I want to just experience the new one,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
completely fresh.
You know what bummed me out?
What?
I wish Jason Momoa would have been Gertie Halleck
Yeah.
instead, and I wish Josh Brolin would have been Duncan Idaho. You know,
Yeah.
because Gurney comes back. You know, Gurney doesn't die. He hangs out with the Fremen
Yeah.
You know, ends up with, you know. So I thought that would have been cool. I hated seeing Jason Momoa die.
Yeah.
You know, it bummed me out. I love Josh Brolin. You know, he's cool, but would have rather had Momoa.
And Josh
Yeah, I agree.
Brolin's probably the better actor of the two.
Probably, yeah.
More deep of an actor, yeah.
Yeah.
But me and Dad have been with Jason Momoa since Stargate Atlantis, so
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
yeah.
I forgot he was on there.
Oh, dude,
I
so good.
watched it like 3 months ago. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I watch too much TV, man.
Yeah, what I really liked about this new Dune was all the technology. I thought it all looked so real, man.
That was wicked.
And those like dragonfly, like
Oh, man.
helicopter ship type things that they had. I was like, dude, that's so cool, man.
It's like a freaking insect, man. That's so wicked.
Yeah.
All of my favorite scenes in the movie were the parts where it was like dark and really misty. So that way, whenever like a ship would come down and it would have like one light on it, you'd see all that. Like it reminded me a lot of the movie Alien.
Yeah.
You know how they just had a really dark atmosphere and they like because of like all the I don't know moisture in the atmosphere, like you see all the light source and all where it's going.
You can see all the rays, yeah.
Yeah, that movie was just a perfect blend of like practical special effects that you got from like the old Star Wars movies and the new special effects.
You could
Right.
tell they used a lot of models too.
Oh
Yeah.
and it worked like almost seamlessly to where you couldn't tell which was which half the time. I mean, you obviously could whenever it was those what are they called, thoptocopters or something, or
Whatever they're called.
yeah, I don't know.
Ornithopters.
Ornithopters.
Is that what they were called?
Those are so wicked.
The part where Jason Momoa's getting chased through the city and that laser's trying to get him. Oh, dude. So cool.
What I really liked, was the scenes with Baron Harkonnen. Well, in this one they call him Baron Harkonnen, which is weird. But all the scenes with him where he just like he's sitting there and he just like hovers off the ground and
man.
lifts off. That was so creepy and like
And like
unnerving.
his,
scary looking.
like how the bottom of his robe just hung down.
Yeah.
His body went like 30 foot in the sky, and yet his robe still to the ground.
Right.
That was so like graphic novel looking, man.
Yeah, so creepy.
Wicked.
I read in some interview where the guy that played him was calling for more nude scenes for his character.
Oh my
Like
god.
the entire time he was just like, I don't want to be wearing clothes at all in this movie. He's like, I think my character is just so much more creepy and much more horrifying with no clothes on.
When I looked him up, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that I knew the voice. I couldn't. The way they had him made up, I couldn't tell it was him.
What's the guy's name?
Something. His last name Skarsgård.
Peter Skarsgård, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I love him, man.
He's in the first Avengers movie.
Thor.
Yeah, he's in Thor. He gets taken over by Loki in the first
Yeah.
Avengers movie. I think my
Right.
favorite scene in the whole movie though was the scene with the Gom Jabbar,
The pain box.
the pain box and the needle, the Gom Jabbar needle and stuff like that. I love that stuff, dude.
You got the name wrong, by the way. It's Stellan Skarsgård.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Skarsgård. Yeah.
Good actor.
Real good.
I thought the costumes were crazy, you know? Like they just looked like they actually would work, you know?
Yeah.
And on top of that, the body shields looked way cooler than the old movie.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what was going on with the body shields, and then like I was like, man, some body shields they don't even work. It's like, but they do work to a point.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, so
The
as soon as
slow
he-
blade.
Yeah. That's right.
so wait, is that how their like things work? Like it just slows the blade. It doesn't stop it from coming in.
No, if you strike fast, it'll just bounce right off. But if you purposely go slow into the field, it'll penetrate to your body.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was as I was watching that, I was like, so is this like one of those things where it's just kind of like you hit it hard enough, you eventually get through to it, or you have to stick the pointy end of the sword or whatever, you have to just jab that in as hard as you could. That's what I got from it. I was like, man, it looks like you just have to really force your way through this body shield. But yeah, the body shield was a really cool concept.
Yeah.
They
I want one.
They looked so cool in this movie versus the old one. The old one, they're just like blocks on like
Yeah.
squares.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Well, you can see how Frank Frank Herbert was inspired by Foundation on that body shield.
Yeah.
Because the Emperor has a body shield
Oh, okay.
in Foundation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been seeing a lot of that stuff as I've been watching Foundation. You can see the parallels to Star Wars, to Dune, to several different stories, you know. There's several parts of Foundation.
Yeah.
The Emperor, you know. What was it I saw yesterday that reminded me of it? Oh, that main character, that girl, that black girl that was put in suspended animation. She can see the future. She's got Jedi. She's Jedi, you know, she got Jedi powers.
Right. Yeah.
Like she's in this last episode, she grabs a piece of glass or something, spins around without thinking, and catches an asteroid come through the shield, comes through the window, and she catches it, stops it from killing her.
Wow.
And she's like, she looks at Harry and goes, "See, how did I know that? How did I know to do that?" You know, she goes, "I think I could see the future."
I need to watch more of that.
Yeah, that's a good show. Yeah.
I liked that at the end of the Dune movie, they give you a little sneak peek of what you're going to see in the second one with her riding that
Worm.
But like, hey, you're going to see a lot of this in the next movie.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
That bummed me out at first when I saw it was part one, but then I thought as it went through, and there was like, it got to one point where I was like, okay, I've never seen that before, so that's got to be from the book. Something they had to cut out in the original movie.
I thought the way that they did the spice in this movie was really cool too. It actually made sense, you know.
Yeah, it's a hallucinogen.
Yeah, and you can see it in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never realized when I saw the first movie that they had to leave. You know what I mean? It's like they packed up and left their homeworld to go live on Dune. And that when the Duke Leto realizes that they're screwed because they left them with them old harvesters and they're losing money. That look on his face, like, oh my God, what are we going to do?
It's pretty messed up.
Oh, it's a good movie, man. I can't wait for the second one.
It's good. You can check it out, Bo?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good, man.
At first I didn't care for that kid playing Paul, but he grew on me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude's a great actor, man.
And he'll be older and bigger in the next movie, you know, probably. How old is he?
I think he's in his early 20s, I want to say.
Well, then he might not.
Yeah, he's 25 years old.
Oh, well, then no.
Is it Caladan?
Yeah.
Caladan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Caladan.
Yeah, definitely can't wait for the second one.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be great.
2 thumbs way up.
Way up.
And just that little part.
Stretched.
Yeah.
That little part where you get to see into the future, and he's got that like battle suit on, and he's just like killing people.
with that
Like
knife.
that part's gonna be sweet. Yeah.
All right, well, I think it's going to end it for us this week. Thank you for crashing with friends, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week.
See you later, guys.
We're taking Joplin.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.